Let's face it, you want to make a fuck ton of money, but you don't know how you're going to do it. Well, it's your lucky day because I'm one of those people who is making a fuck ton of money off of the internet. And no, it didn't go overnight. And I'm going to tell you some stuff about that in this video, as well as what I would do if I had to start all over again and how you can make money online as fast as possible. Why should you listen to me? Well, I have two software companies and one consulting company, and I'll just for the sake of this video, and because so many people are lying on the internet, I will just share some proof somewhere in the screen right here, something like money that I made today and yesterday or something, just so you know I'm legit. Let's get into it. You might be thinking, Eli, how am I going to make this money? Well, let me explain. We have to look at where money comes from and where money is. So if you want to get a lot of money, you got to go to places where there is a lot of money and where people spend money easily. And if you think for like 5 minutes, for like 5 seconds, you will come to the conclusion that rich people often have very big problems. And if you solve rich people problems, you can make way more money because they value, like in dollars for all you American people and the rest, honestly, they value the solutions to their problems way more than people that have less money. They're willing to spend money. You need to find people that have a problem, rich people that have a problem, and you have to be able to solve their problem and then make a service around that problem where you can solve it and price it based on what they're getting back. So let's say there's a dentist that's making around like let's say 10K in LTV from a client, and they have like 50% profit margins or something. I have no idea how that works in the dentist industry, but still, let's say they're making 5K profit and you help them get more patients in the door and it only takes them 1,000. That means that they're basically making 4,000 profit. So that's something that you can repeat time and time again. And there are way more things that you can do in different industries as well. So, and then you have to get lead flow. So you need to find people that have a problem. You need to solve their problem, get money from it, and then you have to get more people like those people. So there are two ways to do this. There's, of course, I don't have my drawing thing here because I fucking forgot. There's done for you. This is really bad writing, but you get the point. There's two ways to do this. There's done for you, where you actually deliver the service and do everything, or at least as much as possible. And there's consulting, where you basically advise someone to do a certain thing and then they handle it themselves. What I do is, well, basically there's multiple ways to do it. There's actually three ways to do this. There's also software. I'm basically doing consulting and I'm doing software. And the reason for this is because if I do everything myself within my consulting business, which I am, I can make a lot more money and I can keep a lot more money from that. So at this point, I'm making a certain type of money, a certain amount of money per month, and I'm keeping everything. Well, 95%, because I also have like software costs and stuff like that. So the thing is, you want to have high margins and you want to make sure that you just keep as much of the money, and you want to get high lead flow. So what I do with my consulting is I solve rich people problems. So my consulting clients are people who are already making money, already doing 6 or 7 figures, and I help them scale beyond that level. So they are rich people who have a problem of not having enough clients or not attracting enough clients or not attracting the right clients. And I solve that problem for them. And they pay me very well to solve that problem. I can tell you that. Then there's also software. This is something I'll get into at the end of this video because you're probably not at that point yet. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. Then there's also done for you. So it could be social media marketing, which is basically running ads or social media management or something for a business in order to make money for them. But there's also other things for within done for you. If a if a sales team is very poorly trained, you can train that sales team or make sure that the sales team gets trained, and you can basically charge a fee for that where you can make money from. And that's something you can scale beyond 7 figures if you want to. But the thing in the beginning is, the thing I like most is consulting, because if you have knowledge about something already, you can teach things to people. If you have knowledge about marketing, you can consult in marketing. And with Done For You, there is a lot of time involved, because you also have to deliver the service, you have to fix the problem yourself or your team, of course. But there's time, energy, labor, and sometimes even money involved in delivering that service. Whereas with consulting, I talk to most of my clients for 1 or 2 hours per week, which basically takes me a maximum of around 20 hours per week in total. And I'm still making very, very good money. And I'm able to deliver very well because I have all kinds of resources. So if a client of mine needs more of my time, of course, I can give them that time, but I can also give them some resources or some videos that guide them through overcoming the challenge that they are facing. So if you're just starting out, I would suggest you start consulting. You can also do Done For You, but you will probably end up solving a problem that's not really important, or very poorly solving that problem. Because if you're doing social media marketing, you're going to be dependent on Facebook ads, TikTok ads, and if they block you, you can't like deliver your service anymore. Whereas with consulting, you give your knowledge, you give advice, they execute on it, and it will just work. Then there's software where you make the code once and you can sell it to hundreds of thousands or even millions of people, as long as your server can take it. But that's something you upgrade. And like I just said, what I just said is not totally true, because of course you update the code and you keep implementing feedback, but still you make something once and millions of people can use it. So that's why software is something I'm getting into right now, or am into right now. Same thing with consulting. It's just very high margins, not a lot of stuff that can go wrong. I just don't like, I do like taking risks, but when it comes to like my own income and building something for the long term, I don't like building something in the long term that has a lot of risk. Like short-term risk, sure, I'll sometimes do something, whereas it's gonna be, hey, I'm either gonna get this or I'm not gonna get this, but it's always gonna be 50-50. But here I have like an edge. I know what I'm good at, I know what my team is good at, and what my partners in my software companies are good at, and I know that we're gonna make it. So that's why I do this. So yeah, just to conclude this video, find rich people who have a problem, make a solution for that problem. Doesn't really matter what it is, honestly. Price the service based on what they're getting back. So if they're getting a 10x return on, let's say they're making $10,000 more because of your service, you can easily charge them $3K per month. Except if they have like 10% margins, of course, it's going to be different, but still, a lot of service providers are going to be above 60, 70% profit margin. So you can really charge a lot to your clients. So yeah, this is basically what I would do. I would just make a service, a Done For You service, a consulting service, or a software service, but this is really for later on, basically, I think. But if I had to advise you on doing one thing first, it would be consulting. It's just using your own knowledge and making a fuck ton of money from it. Because my clients are, well, I'm not gonna say how much my clients are paying me per month, per client, but let's say I were to help 2 clients, and I work with long-time contracts, so 6 to 12 month contracts. 2 clients will get me settled for couple of months, basically. So you can imagine, I live in the Netherlands, so it's not a very cheap country. So this is what I would do first. With this money, I would invest it in a software company, and you can do that as the second. And while that's running, you could pick up a third, which is done for you. And you can also combine it. So you can say, hey, client, I'm giving you this, but if you don't want to do it yourself, I also have this other company that can deliver it for you and that can execute everything that I'm telling you. Are you interested in that? Yes. And then you upsell them into your other offer or your other company, and you can make way more money from just one client. So yeah, basically, just to conclude that video, find rich people, find out their problems, solve their problem, charge a premium, and make a fuck ton of money. If you want to be as handsome and rich as me and my clients, because they're all pretty and they're all rich, go to the first link in my description. It will lead to a landing page of my program, Consultant Incubator. It's basically a lower tier program that will get people to the point where they can qualify for my higher tier program, which is ultimately the goal, to help as many people as possible in my one-on-one program. But it's basically going to be a stepping stone, and it's going to get you to 10K per month. So if you want to make 10K per month with your consulting company and then work with me possibly in the future to scale beyond that level, click the first link in the description down below. It will take you to a landing page. Again, it has a VSL. It has a training of how it all works, client results, my own results, all that stuff, how I went from fat to fit and all that stuff. So if you want to make money, if you want to get rich and handsome just like me, click that link and I'll see you there. Bye.